Well,
So
welcome to the Metal
Hoboken.
Institute of Thrashology. My name's Mike. We got Misfire up today. So stoked to have you guys. You got a lot coming up that to be
We sure
excited
do.
about. Tell me about it.
Well, we have a new record coming out on Monarch Heavy. It's a 12-song record. It's the first song to feature this lineup, so we're all super stoked. And we're going to be on the road with Exodus and Havok while it comes out. So it's like we're all super hyped on this for sure.
That's a killer lineup. I just caught Exodus Havoc, I want to say December. So,
Um,
but it would be awesome to have Misfire on that lineup too. So you guys should
I
have a
agree.
blast.
I agree. Yeah, they came through our local venue too, and it was an epic show. So I'm happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, it was the first time I saw Havoc live, and they like blew me away, like way
Yeah,
better
those are
than
old old
anticipated.
buddies of mine. Yeah, we go way back. I used to be in a band called Diamond Plate, and the Diamond Plate guys would go to the Havoc shows and hang out and party. And so I've known those guys for a while. It's going to be a good run for sure.
Yeah. And that's what North American run?
Yeah, it's like a B market run, so we're kind of not hitting some of the bigger cities like you'd usually do, like Chicago or New York and stuff. But we're kind of making our way from Arizona over to a couple of festivals that Exodus has. So we're hitting a little bit less than your typical North American tour, but we are trying to add some dates. So keep an eye out for that.
Awesome. I hope one of the dates is Pittsburgh. I'd love to see you guys on the lineup. I think you guys are better than the Deicide or Possessed. I think like you guys are a
Oh,
much
thanks.
better fit. So, or Havoc's a
Thanks.
much better fit than them. So
Yeah,
I think it's a better lineup.
thrash metal all the way now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I listened to your 2022 album. I have memory issues, so bear with me. But
All good.
I listened I listened to your 2022 album. What the hell is it called? Sympathy for the Ignorant.
Yep.
And I must have listened to it about 10 times today. And I'll be honest, this is the first thrash metal that I was like, you know what? There's good life lessons in this album. Like
Hmm.
some of the lyrics was like about planning your future. And like I was thinking about it now that I'm getting older. Like maybe I should look at some stocks and some IRAs, you know? And I don't know if that's where you guys were going with planning your future.
It's I mean some of the lyrics are definitely like about things that we've personally gone through, and maybe like learning experiences where maybe think a little bit more about what you're doing before you make that decision, I guess. So that's probably what you're picking up on. It wasn't, hey man, go get into the stock market or anything like that, but it was
Yeah.
certainly think about your surroundings, think about pay attention to what's going on, keep a strong conscious effort to like consider the things around you and how they influence your perspective, because your perspective is the way you see the world. So if some negativity is coming at you, and you have that in your life, some maybe that is affecting your perception in a way that's hurting your life,
Yeah.
so just be conscious of that. Yeah, there's definitely some of those messages in the lyrics, and that's important to me because
And I think it's
I
great.
don't want
Like
to write songs about like I don't want to write songs about like fantasy castles and shit like that. That's just not my style. That's not my it's not my thing.
and I actually appreciated the, more thought-provoking lyrics rather than just like, your typical thrash metal kill posers. So
Oh,
now when you guys write the music, do you guys write as a collective effort? Do you guys write like each write your own pieces?
it's case by case. Sometimes, for example, there's a song called "Twist of Fate." Costa had pretty much the whole thing put together. And I just came in with some arrangement ideas, and hey, maybe there's a melody there that we can embellish a little bit. But yeah, and then there's sometimes too where it's just, we have a couple ideas and we're in the room and we put it together that way. Or there's a song that was already, put together and the middle section just isn't working and we need to come up with something else. So we handle that stuff together. So generally speaking, there's an idea and then we bring it to the table with everybody. Things change for the better usually, and then we put the lyrics on top of that.
Well, I think the new single "We Went Through Hell," I think that's it's really, it almost has a groove to it. Like there's a really nice groove running through that song. And I hate
Absolutely.
the day to day where you just have to get one single at a time. So I can't wait for the full album to drop. I think we went through hell. If the rest of the album sounds like that, is a huge step up. Not that 2022's Sympathy for the Ignorant was bad or anything, but this is just so far beyond it, it seemed.
Yeah, we kicked it up a notch a little bit. We did a full 2 months of pre-production in between going on tour with Gorgatron and back in September. So, I mean, we already recorded the album one time before we even recorded the album. You know what I mean? So like we
Yeah.
were all like super tight with it. Yeah, and we took it serious, and we worked with a great producer, John Douglas, down in Georgia, and Alex Pera from the band Paladin.
Yeah.
Two guys that really, really helped us out and got everything dialed in nicely. So definitely grateful to work with those guys.
And I saw that
But
Alex
it's
has
a
a
total step up. Man. It's a total
sorry.
step up. No, all good.
I saw Alex has a solo too on the
Yep.
album titled record or the album
Yep.
titled song, I
Yep.
believe.
Yep. Yep. There's a solo section that he starts out, then Rob from Death Angel does a solo, and then Alex does a solo. So it's a pretty cool moment on the record.
Yeah, and I saw Rob Dukes is on one of the tracks too.
Last
And
one down. Yep.
yeah, like you guys are pulling no punches on this one. I mean, you're coming
Oh
out
yeah,
swinging.
absolutely. Have to, man.
Yeah.
This is the one. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. And I think if it sounds anything like that first track, man, it's going to be mind-blowing. I hope a
there,
lot of people pre-order and pick it up.
there's there's a couple more mid-tempo bangers like that. There's a couple progressive thrash. There's a couple straight thrash. There's some that even hit like a death metal vein. So there's something for everyone, so to speak. But it's all like that, super super direct and in your face, and it has what's the word? We're doing it. We're doing it, and we're fucking doing it. I guess you know what I mean.
Going all the way.
Yeah, all the way. We can swear on here, right?
Yeah, you can say whatever you
All right.
want, man.
Yeah, cool. All right.
This is America. Well, I think it's still America, but like say
Yeah,
whatever you want, man.
right on, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Um, how like what influenced you guys? Because I hear different like each instrument has like a different influence. Like the drums sound like straight thrash, whereas like the bass to me sounds more like a groove metal. And
Hmm.
then the guitars just shred.
Well, I don't know. Influence wise for we went through hell, or in general, you're saying?
Just general, like what got you guys into thrash metal and like shaping your sound?
Well, believe it or not, Metallica is probably my favorite band of all time. You probably couldn't have guessed that one. Um, but I mean, yeah, those guys like bands like Pantera, Prong, um, so the groove metal guys, Testament, Exodus especially. Preorder. Yeah, yeah. Though you can hear that stuff in there. It's riff, 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 riff,
Love
riff,
it.
riff. Yeah,
Exodus is my favorite band, and then I think Testament's probably a close second. Alex is just mind-blowingly talented.
absolutely. Yeah, Alex and Eric, yeah, insane.
Yeah, they're both great. Yeah. And then as far as the rest of you guys, what influenced you guys?
Well, I'm a little bit more melodic than the previous album, than the first album. My favorite band is Iron Maiden, but I am a thrash guy. I also love Testament, Exodus,
Yeah, yeah.
Megadeth. I love that a lot. So aggressive, but still on the melodic side, like Creator as well a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
Those are my like top bands. What about you, Dan?
Well, it depends on writing versus like just what got me into it and stuff. What got me into it altogether was that TV show back in the day, Metalocalypse, and
Oh,
it all just
really?
went. It all got heavier from there. I started out
Okay.
with that, and then found other death metal bands, and then progressively, my mom showed me like, "Oh, you're into heavy music? Here's all the stuff I grew up with," and she showed me like Wasp and King Diamond, and
Yeah, yeah.
going from that. And then after that, really what my biggest writing influence is probably Slayer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as much as I love, I'm a big melodic guy like him too, but I like the cheesier stuff sometimes, cheesier power metal.
Yeah.
But lots and lots of thrash too for me.
Yeah. Well, I was
Yeah,
pretty much a
definitely
thrash dude
Slayer and the
until I
Eagles.
started this, and now I got to monkey around with, other genres, and it's really
Yeah.
growing like my tastes.
Hey, he made it. Tim's here. Okay, let me back
Got
this
this
table
guy.
up here.
All right.
We'll fit him in.
That's a good.
Everything these guys said is bullshit.
Welcome to
What's
the
up?
party.
Hey, man, I'm Tim. Nice to meet you.
Hey, Tim,
Hey.
I'm Mike. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the Metal Institute of Thrashology.
Hey, thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, man, fashionably late, but better late than never, right?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
tell me how stoked you are for everything coming up. The guys already told me.
Uh, Pinching myself like every morning. You know, I can't believe the bands we're going out with. You know, like
Yeah.
this has been my person. I know I'm speaking for everyone. We've been dreaming about this type of stuff since we were little kids. You know, and we're in our 30s now, but it's better late than never. Just like you just said, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't start this shit till I was 43. So, hey, man,
Yeah,
discover shit wherever you can.
yeah, man.
So, do you guys play a lot in like Chicago or do you guys like spread out more? Like,
Well,
do you play a
we're
lot
from
of
Joliet.
live?
We're from Joliet, so it's a little bit south of Chicago, and we play like a couple times a year in this area. I mean, we did a couple tours prior to this, but we're starting to ramp everything up, so it's going to be all the time, everywhere type of
Yeah.
thing moving forward.
There's a couple bands I talk to from Chicago all the time. I've interviewed and worked with, like Black Swans and Grim Reefer, and
Nice. Grim Reaper, okay.
yeah, yeah. So
That sounds good.
yeah, I've just been chatting with those guys and like trying to build little pockets of like networking and like my whole goal is to like try to get bands to help each other out on the road. So like if you're passing through a city, maybe you could just hit somebody up, and the road's hard enough. So if we could
Oh,
all
it's
promote
true.
each other, why not grow together?
Hey, I love that, man. Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So with the new record coming out, are you going to tour after this little run with Exodus or?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Hopefully tour for about at least a year minimal, before. But yeah, the plan's pretty much to I mean, it's hard to find something in the summertime, just because there's so many festivals going on, and a band like us, we're still kind of up and coming, so we haven't done too much to get on those bigger festivals. So this year we probably won't do anything until August or September. But the plan is to do a couple tours in the fall, uh, possibly some stuff in Europe next year. Um, just kind of see what we can get. But the
Yeah,
plan is to keep going on this record for probably 2 years or so, and then you know do the next thing.
yeah. Now do all of the songs coming up, like what more can we expect? Like you said, a little bit of slower mid-tempo stuff, but is it like more groove or
The next single's another groovy song.
Yeah, definitely, definitely a groove song.
The singles are more that type of thing, more straightforward. A lot of important lyrics. Um, and then the album itself is, I mean, just a great thrash record.
yeah.
It's off with an acoustic piece that was written originally by Tim, and he played the guitar on the record as well. Then it goes into a super fast, thrashy classic.
Yeah, you were trash.
Yeah, and then it goes into another thrash song, and then we're into "We Went Through Hell." So the record, the songs on the record are all significantly faster than the singles, which I think is going to be a cool thing because
So
you're
when
going to
can we
have this.
expect? I'm sorry.
No, because you have these songs that are a little bit more like mid tempo and stuff, and then you get the record, and it's gonna kind of go to space, so to speak. So yeah,
The older I get, I started realizing that you need that, like those little breaks sometimes make the heavier parts heavier, like the palate cleansing between
certainly.
songs.
And we don't do ballads, so mid tempo songs are like those.
Yeah, that's not valid.
Instead of going from here to here, we go from here to there and then back down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I always wanted to tell Gary Holt, like he always is like bragging, no ballads. And I'm like, you guys have the ballad of Leonard and Charles, but I guess it's not really a ballad. You know what I mean?
Technically. Yeah, the closest thing they have to a ballad is like prescribing horror, but
Yeah.
like, it's not really a ballad. It's just slower.
Those guys are
You know?
hopeless romantics.
Yeah, yeah.
So what is the next single and when can we expect it?
The next single is called "Living the Dream." It's out
Next
April. Yeah, April 4th.
April 4th, next a week from tomorrow.
Yeah, there's a video
Okay.
for that one and everything. So
Sorry, I'm writing it down.
No,
right on.
cool, man.
Yeah, we got a single coming out April 4th, and then we have another single coming out before the album drops on I believe it's April 25th.
28th, I think.
28th is, yeah, I think they got the date wrong. I think it's the 25th. It's either the 25th or the 28th.
Whatever that
The
Friday
25th
is,
makes sense
probably.
because it's a Friday.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
it's
And
25th.
what single's that going to be so I can prepare?
That's the one with Rob Dukes on it called Left for Dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the Rob Duke Zetro back in Exodus? I like them both.
I'm fine with it. I honestly got into Exodus while Rob was in the band. So I personally like his vocals the best. I
Yeah.
guess I'll go on record and say that. I that's what got me into the band. So I
Yeah.
mean, I love Rob Dukes for Exodus for sure.
Yeah. And I think it doesn't matter who's fronting them. It's still going to kick ass, you know?
True. Yeah. I mean, I love the classic, lineup and everything. But for me, Rob's Rob's voice is just a better fit. Hate to say that for anyone who's going to hate me for that, but that's my opinion.
It happens.
Yeah.
But so is this your first record on MNRK?
Our first album got released independently in 2001. We got signed.
2001.
Sorry, 2001, 2021. Yeah, back in 2001.
Yeah, when I was 5.
Back in I got these kids to play. 2021. We came out independently with that record and got signed to Monarch, and they released it again in 22. So this is technically our second record with them.
I was introduced to them by Darkest Hour, and then I started poking around on the label. They got a stacked lineup on that, and well, you guys would know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Well, Black Label Society, Judas Priest, those are some of our favorite bands. That's like every day I'm like, are we really with this? Are we in this? Are we in that company?
Is this
It's
real?
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Very good company to be in for sure.
Yeah.
So when you guys were kids, did you think you would be professional musicians or?
I didn't give myself a choice. I said this is what I'm doing. I was 13 years old, learning Metallica shit for the first time, and I'm like, this is what I'm doing in my life. I don't give a fuck what my dad says. I don't give a fuck what my mom says. My mom was really supportive of the whole thing. She actually got me into drums, but back then I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna go to college. This is what I'm gonna do. Period. So it took a little longer than I thought.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to happen for me. I'm 34 years old now, and around the age of 30 is when I was like, all right, it's not going to happen. I'm accepting it. It is what it is. And then like 2 years later, I'm getting in. I'm like, maybe that was the key, man. Just accept it ain't going to happen. And then shit starts happening. So
Yeah.
wild.
Now I always wonder, like, because you see bands and you're like, man, you guys are fucking shit hot, you know? And you're like, dude, you guys gotta kind of see it coming that way. But like, you always wonder, like, do you have faith, that it's all gonna work out? A lot of luck, I guess, is involved too.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah, but I just said I'm not gonna do the normal thing, man. I got to do this. So been sticking to it.
I can respect that.
Hell yeah.
So are you guys working now that the new album dropped? Are you gonna let it marinate for a little bit, or are you gonna start writing right away?
We already have a lot of
We already have, we already had a lot of stuff.
That's awesome. Keep it coming, man. Keep it
not
coming.
cold songs.
Yeah, I had a ton of ideas after after recording the last record, just because of just the way that John worked, and the couple things that I learned in the software. The software that I use is Reaper, the same software that he was using.
Okay.
And there's a few things I learned. I got kind of quick with stuff, so
It's way easier for us now.
I could play a riff like one time, and then in the demo I can have it, like 8 times, and I'm like, okay, well now I can put a song together super easy. So yeah, there was a ton of ideas, just purely inspired by the fact that I got better at like the software recently. But I'm really looking forward to writing the next record with these guys, like from scratch. It's gonna be really, really cool.
And I'm thinking with you guys being on tour together, it gives you plenty of time to, collaborate.
Yeah, I mean, tour's not really going to be a time where we're going to be writing. Tour's crazy, man. Like you got a half hour of doing the show, and then everything else is just like boom, boom, boom. 8 hour drive here. Try to sleep now. Interviews.
Last time there was a hurricane thrown in the mix.
There was a hurricane. Yeah, like there's not really any time to. I mean, if you're lucky if you get time to like really sit down and put an idea together. So most of that stuff happens when we're off the road. Using that energy from the good shows. So yeah, like I said, we're probably not going to be doing much in June, July, so that'll probably be a time where we start getting some songs together for the next record. But I'm hoping that this one lasts a little while. Hoping we get a couple of years out of this one.
We're gonna take it slow.
Yeah,
I'm definitely looking forward to finally enjoying like getting these songs out there because
Yeah.
it was just like we just finished wrapping all that up. Now it's time to go play the fucking thing, you know?
Yeah. And I hope a lot of people come out and support too, because they're going to miss a fucking killer show if they skip it, you know?
Oh, you bet your ass.
Yeah, man.
That's right.
And thank you for that.
Yeah, it's a killer lineup. You missed the earlier part, but I was telling the guys, like, I just saw Exodus and Havok a couple months ago, and man, with you guys on, it's just going to be fucking phenomenal.
Hell yeah, man. Fuck
Hopefully,
yeah.
we'll out a Pittsburgh date, though.
I hope so.
Or
Yeah,
something close enough. I'll drive. I don't give a shit.
Right.
Nice.
Well, hey, man, I hate to cut this short. I want to thank you guys for taking time out of your busy schedules. I'm sure you guys got a lot going on with tours and new albums. I wish you guys the most success in the future, and anything I can do to help you guys out, by all means.
Right on, dude. Thanks for having us.
Thanks a lot for
Really
having
appreciate
us,
that.
man. You're a nice, cool guy. Thanks for having us, brother.
Yeah, anytime.